Hi, this is Julie Calvey, and today I'd like to talk to you for just a little bit about how I do NLP like nobody else except my mentor, David Snyder. You see, many people do NLP in a way that they literally use neuro-linguistic programming. What they don't do is access the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is vast. The conscious mind is like the tip of an iceberg, and the conscious mind is like the rest of the iceberg, and you know how vast that is. In the unconscious mind lives what drives our lives without us even knowing it. Our traumas, our belief systems. We're not conscious to our belief systems, we just believe in them. And this is where we can make real, long-lasting change. Let me give you just a couple examples. First, mine. I've been working on myself with my own techniques before I birthed them into the world. I had a very harsh childhood, and things landed in my body like crazy. So with 3 chronic diseases, when I was first working on them, and I have a very thin veil to everything, and even to between my consciousness and my unconsciousness. So once I started working, my unconscious mind started bringing up, oh, you can deal with this now. Whoa. And one of the things that the unconscious mind does is distort things. I don't know why, but it does. It distorts the event is gone, but the emotion is still there. So the unconscious mind distorts the emotion, and you're living it over and over again. It's what drives you. So as I was working on myself, my unconscious mind started bringing up to me, and through my dreams, what it was best for me to work on next. And as these images came up, I felt in my body, oh no, I don't want to see this, because it was something really horrible. And I said, but I'm going to go at it. And I did. And the way it came up to me, I said, oh no, that never happened. I knew it hadn't happened that way. It was incredible. So, and there are other things that came up in my dreams. Okay, this is the next thing you need to work on. And I did. And I have become happier and happier, and these chronic diseases are getting less and less and yet less, and I've been weaning off my medications, and I couldn't be more happy, and they will soon be gone. At the rate they're going away, yes. A man of 87, who I've been friends with for a long time, came into my home, and I asked him if he would like to get some healing, if anything hurt in his body. That's the way I put it. He says, yes, my toes have begun to hurt, and there's a bulging. So I asked him if he'd like some help with this. And I asked if I could look at his toes, because I wanted to know if it was rheumatoid disease, gout. And yes, it was. So this would have, if I hadn't taken care of it, would have led to rheumatoid arthritis, and then rheumatoid heart disease. He already has heart disease. So I did what I did, and yeah, I used the technique that I would use in that situation, and then I asked him how he felt, and he said, it's gone. It's gone. And this is a man I see often, and he still tells me, it's gone. And this had been hurting him for quite a while, and it was bulging. The bulging is gone. A great testimonial. A woman came into my home. She wasn't able to walk without canes. She spoke in an atypical way. She walked in an atypical way. She could barely talk with, I could barely understand her. But she walked into my house and sat down in a nice, my favorite chair, and she started to talk. She wanted to talk. And I listened to her. This was so long ago, I don't even remember if I had the chance to even ask any questions. But within 20 minutes, she dropped the canes, got up easily, was talking like normal, walked to my door, took out her billfold. I said, no, it's my pleasure, my honor. She gave me the money anyway and walked out my door. I've never seen her again. Being with somebody, listening to somebody, hearing somebody, asking somebody questions, to get to know them, to know, building a rapport is healing in itself if you do it the right way. These things happen. I've seen it happen with my trainer, and it happened with this woman. Great testimonial. So, let's get back to the way I do it. I have a technique. Okay, let me tell you first how the minds work together. We have the unconscious mind, which is very rigid, and it needs to be rigid so that everything doesn't come through. We get so much input. We can't take in all of it. I'd go crazy. I go crazy going through a grocery store. I'm that sensitive. I can't stand it. It makes me dizzy. So we have this critical factor, which all of us placed right in our forehead, because as little children, we looked up at our parents when they were speaking to us or yelling at us, calling us names. And so this critical factor is always up so that we don't take everything in. This is a great system. So if something comes in, it's not allowed in unless the unconscious mind decides to allow it in. This can be a problem because of your childhood traumas. Because what the unconscious mind does, it doesn't allow in anything but what you're familiar with. your traumas. What comes first, which is your childhood traumas. There is no such thing as a happy childhood. What you repeat over and over again because of what drives you, your belief systems. And so your critical factor is set up to only allow in the loudest voice, and the loudest voice gets to be repeated and repeated and repeated again. And if you've lived a messy life, this is why. Now, there is a very special NLP technique that I have in another video. I call it Be Happy for No Reason at All, and I've added an anchor to it. See? So you may want to go back to that YouTube and go through that process. You won't be sorry. And this fills your body with oxytocin, which is healing in itself. It's a hormone. And this takes away the critical factor. And your unconscious mind is more malleable for change. So before any technique, any session I do with anybody, I have them do this. So that we can rid you of what is not your truth. These traumas are not your truth. They were implanted into you by others, parents, teachers, clergy. Even today, you can be traumatized. Because you're still being driven by these very old drivers in you. But it's not too late. So that's the reptile brain that allows or disallows what comes in. We know how to take care of that. We get rid of by using certain techniques, get rid of what is not true to you. And we also, using certain techniques, bring more and amplify what is your truth. You are born a beautiful being. And we bring more and amplify the truth of you. And this is how you create the life you've always wanted. You have the limbic system, the limbic brain. The limbic brain is between the neocortex, which is the new brain, which was created when mammals evolved. What happens between them is when the reptile brain, which loves to be in balance, does not like change, but if something is out of balance in the reptile brain. The reptile brain sends a signal to the limbic brain, and the limbic brain creates an emotion which signals the thinking brain, and the thinking brain tries to figure a way out of it, or what to do. What do I do? What do I do with this emotion? That's the problem. You cannot think your way out of this. But now we have NLP. We don't have to go through all these steps. When your reptile brain is off balance, what we do in NLP is bring everything down to homeostasis, and everything calms down. So, in the end, as a beautiful system that was set up as reptiles, and then as we became mammals and human beings, we have to adjust the way we go through our lives. And we can do it with NLP techniques the way I use them. And I say the way I use them because I have researched NLP, and I mean, far and wide, I have not seen anyone who uses the unconscious mind. And that's too bad. You must access the unconscious mind to make real and long-lasting change. So, that's the way I use it. And I will create a link below to my free teachable course. And I sure hope these links show up, because I'm just not sure they do. But email me if they don't show up. Julie at, I'll make it an easy one. I have so many inboxes. Julie, Julie, at ublc.co. That's it. And send me a message and ask me for the link for the free teachable course that will give you all of the tools, the basic tools that I use, that you can use without my guidance. And if you find them healing to you and want guidance from me, you can go to my website with the same .co and join my list, and you'll receive special offers, webinars, where I do sessions on anyone who raises their hand, and you can follow along, of course. Anything that I am giving to others, like the teachable course, I mailed that to my list. You don't have to wait for me to put a YouTube up on it. And please subscribe to my YouTube so you get it right away. Thank you for listening to this very long YouTube. if you did. And thank you for being here on the planet. Bye-bye.